What is going on, guys? Today we are checking out a pretty unique product that I'm finally excited to do my full review on. And we're talking about the SHIVR 3D active noise canceling headphones. Now, when you think of 3D sound, that sounds like it should make you're probably envisioning the same thing I am. You're thinking about surround sound, right? This is a little bit different. In fact, it's quite a bit different. But before I jump into the details on that, if you don't know who I am, my name is JDubb, and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's unbox these guys and see what we get. All right, guys, we've got another big box alert today. These are the SHIVR 3D wireless noise canceling headphones. We got some specs here on the front, which we'll break down in a minute, compatible to Android and iOS. We get a cool looking picture of what they look like here. Flip these guys over, we get some more details on the specs, which we'll break down here in just a minute. Specs are pretty impressive, I will say. We're gonna slide this guy open here. Let's get this packaging open. Slide this box off of there, okay? And now let's flip this guy open. So nice little, we got a plastic, everything, you know, straightforward really, outside of just the packaging itself on the outer cover. Very straightforward packaging, just a matte black finish. We open this guy up here, what do we get? Looks like, yeah, warranty cards, manuals, that kind of stuff in there. Let's get this box out of the way. We get a nice smooth kind of leather textured case here with the SHIVR logo on the front. We got a little handlebar here. We're gonna unzip this guy and see what we get inside here. So we get the headphones themselves here, and then in the box, oh yeah, hidden actually over here in the side, there's a little side pocket here. Sorry about that, I missed that. There's some adapters. You got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and you've got a USB-C charging cable, ladies and gentlemen. So we got USB-C charging on deck with these guys. So sorry I missed that in the first bit. But then outside of that, literally all you get inside of here is the headphones. Nice looking headphones. We'll talk about those. We'll look at those up close here in just a bit. But we got a nice molded case, which reminds me of the Anker Soundcore, the Soundcore Space NC case. Kind of has this molded kind of shape that the headphones fit in there, which leaves them very, very secure when they're in the case. But that's what you get in the box, guys. You got your USB-C charging cable, you got your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, you have an airplane adapter cable or plug, and then you get the headphones and a nice hard shell case. So with that all said, let's jump over, let's talk about some specs, some features, and what I think about these headphones. So now that you've seen what's in the box, let's talk about features, because there is a lot going on here, and there's a lot more than you probably expect. So right off the bat, the very first things, let's just list out some of these features. We've got immersive 3D audio technology, which we'll break down here in just a second a little bit more, because it's not what you think it is, and at least it wasn't what I thought it was. You have active noise cancellation, which works really, really well on these guys. You also get the ambient sound mode, so you can hear what's going on outside, switching it into ambient mode. And then you also have aptX's high fidelity sound option. So they have they run the aptX high fidelity codec, which is great. So you get really, really high quality sound. So for all of my Tidal people out there, the people listening to Tidal, these guys will rock that audio really, really well. Battery life wise, these guys get 25 hours of battery life on a single charge if you're not using the active noise cancellation function. If you switch it over to ANC, you get about 20 hours of battery life total. So these are great for people that are doing long, plane trips, traveling, things like that, where they want to get that active noise cancellation. 20 hours with that turned on is pretty darn good. The great thing is that because they do have a pretty good battery in there, they're still not very heavy. That's mostly due to the fact that they're made majority out of plastic. There are some metal elements to kind of for durability and things like that, but they kept the design very, very simple, very sleek, and very light, regardless of having solid battery life. So now that we've covered the main feature set realistically, let's talk about what makes these really, truly special. Now, right off the bat, sound quality wise, like I said, these have aptX high fidelity, which is awesome. The sound quality is fantastic. They have 40 millimeter drivers, so they pump out a ton of sound. I felt like the sound quality, more on the bass heavy side, but overall, the sound on these were fantastic. I love the highs, very well represented mids, and I was able to get some really, really sweet bass. Now, that's great, right? That all sounds great, and I'm very happy with that. So yes, sound quality in these guys is absolutely fantastic. Now, active noise cancellation worked great. It wasn't the best that I'd heard, competing with, Bose and some of the other brands out there. It wasn't the best, but it did its job perfectly fine. Very, very well done. The ambient noise sound actually worked really, really well. Being able to switch that and hear what's going on around me, being aware, walking through the city, commuting, someone wants to talk to me, I want to get up to Starbucks and order, flipping it over to that mode worked really, really well. Now, the thing that kind of strangely in a weird way blew my mind was their 3D technology that has a built-in gyroscope. Yeah, that's right, a built-in gyroscope in the headphones. So let me break that down a little bit so that you can kind of understand what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to try to help visualize this a little bit and not butcher this whole thing and drag this video out. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're listening to a pair of stereo headphones, right, the sound in most scenarios sounds like it's inside of your head or directly in front of you, right? So like the sound is coming from right here in front of your in front of your face, right? Or kind of inside your skull. Now, generally, if you're walking around, you're looking left and right and you're kind of doing your thing, what happens is that sound just stays in the same place. According to your brain and according to your ears, the sound just hovers in there, right? It's like there's a speaker sitting in the middle of your skull, okay? Now, the crazy thing about these are very different. When you flip it into that 3D mode, right, and it activates the gyroscopes, what happens is the goal here is to reduce what they call long listening fatigue. And I guess I tried to understand this, but basically, the sound being kind of stuck in your brain, eventually your brain gets kind of tired of just focusing in on the sound in that one spot, right? Because when we're walking around throughout the day, sounds move depending on which way you turn and shift, right? What the gyroscope does is, and I'm going to try and visualize this with my hands, okay? Imagine the speaker you're listening to a stereo pair of headphones and the speaker is right here in front of your head, right? If I turn my head left or right on a standard pair of headphones, that follows me. Does that make sense? Okay? These, with the gyroscope, adds a motion lag to the sound, meaning that if I'm sitting here listening to music and I turn my head to the right, the music stays there for a moment and then slowly tracks back to center. I turn my head back over here, it slowly tracks back to center. Down, slow. There's always like a motion lag behind it. So what it does is it allows my brain to kind of fluidly listen to the music. So if I turn my head, if I'm moving my head around and walking or kind of doing like a thing, I'm listening to my music and I'm doing this thing, the music is not just stuck in the middle of my brain. It's fluidly moving around me with the gyroscopes in like a 360-degree motion. So it adds motion and dynamics to the sound signature, which, and again, I'm maybe butchering this and you may have gotten lost at some point. All I have to say is that the 3D mode is really trippy up front. It was really, really kind of a crazy thing. I didn't understand it, and then I listened to it and I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. But at the end of the day, I just actually prefer listening to my music 100% of the time in that mode. And it's so immersive. It adds the feeling that I'm standing in a crowd and I'm listening to music on a stage and I'm moving my head around and I'm doing, and it's like the stage is there. It's away from me. It's in front of me and it's coming to me. Does that make sense? I hope I didn't lose you guys, but it's awesome. That's all I have to say. Is at the end of the day, it's pretty freaking cool. So now you're probably thinking, whoa, these sound really weird, probably kind of crazy, but also maybe kind of cool. So they must be really, really expensive. Well, I'm happy to say that they are also only $170 on Amazon at the time of making this video. So $169.99 at the time of making this video on Amazon with Prime. At the end of the day, I do not see any reason why these shouldn't be something that you're considering. Audio quality was fantastic. The foam ear cups were super comfortable. They felt breathable. I didn't get any ear sweating going on. Super comfortable for long listening periods. And then the audio quality was absolutely fantastic. 3D mode is crazy. I thought it was super cool and I loved it. Then you throw in on top of that, you've got active noise cancellation and passive audio mode. And what you have here is a $170 bundle that just blows so many other pairs of headphones in that same price point out of the way on a feature set wise. And to me, I feel like these should be in that $200, $250 range of a pair of earbuds. I think what's nice is that the plastic build on them kind of helps them keep that cost low. So overall, at 170 bucks, these are a smoking deal if you're looking for a pair of active noise canceling headphones. So that's my explanation of the SHIVR 3D active noise canceling headphones. I'm sure you probably have questions or comments, so hit me up down in the comment section below because you know I love chalking with you guys down there. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. And again, these are the SHIVR active noise canceling headphones, and I will see you in the next video.